Welcome back to Road to St. George, everybody. As you know, it's an exciting race. I think the entire world is just excited, to see like a live event where the top men, the top women are actually coming back together for an Ironman distance race. As you can see, I've got Patrick+Lange with me, maybe the best runner ever in the sport of triathlon. He broke the Ironman world record for the marathon after it stood for 27 years. Some guy, I forget what his name was, owned it for a while. But anyway, Patrick, great to see you. I know you're in a training camp in the Canary Islands, so thanks for taking time to chat with me today.
Yeah, thanks. What a great introduction. Obviously, to hear that from you, it's a big honor for me, and like every time, it's great to see you. And yeah, thanks for having me on the show.
The last time that you and I were together was in Kona 2019. That's going to be almost 3 years. And I'm probably, just one of a lot of people that you haven't seen in 3 years. A lot of those athletes are going to be the ones you're competing against. How is it going to be to race against all of these guys after 3 years of not having that head-to-head competition with everybody? Of course, you had a great race last year here in the United States, but it's a small field compared to what you'll have in St. George. How is that going to be to have everybody back together again?
First of all, I'm pretty happy that I raced in Tulsa, because it turned out to be the best race from the whole last year, from 2021. So I think it was the best field when it comes down to the professional athletes. So I was really happy to take the win there, and I think I could prove that I made a big step forward again, back to normal, I guess. Even though I could improve also my run. I was running a 2:36 there, which has been a goal performance-wise for me for quite a long time now. So that gives me the confidence to know that I'm able to compete with the very best in the world, because obviously there were a lot of really strong athletes. So of course you have some unknown, like the Norwegian guys that you have to have on your list. Obviously, Jan not racing much last year. So yeah, it's just exciting. And the only way I can do is to prepare at my best, look at myself and try to extract the most out of my possibilities, and then yeah, go out and race hard.
Well, clearly the Norwegians sort of got everybody's interest going, looking at what they did in their initial Ironmans last year. And I think one of the keys indeed is going to be the run, looking at the marathon times that those two guys ran, Gustav Iden and Christian Blumenfeld. If you ran a 2:36 in Tulsa, my guess is you're feeling like, okay, bring it on, guys. I'll show you what I can do.
Especially, I think, in St. George, we will have a hilly run course, and this will suit guys like me that are maybe on the lighter side, and especially having good running techniques. We worked on our running technique to be efficient for almost, I don't know, 10, 12 years now, to be as efficient as possible, also in the downhills. And I think that will hopefully make a big difference running downhill, carrying not so much weight uphill, but being really, really efficient downhill, even after 30 kilometers in the run, after a really, really hard bike ride, I think, which we will talk about later, because I think the bike course will be probably the one with the most meters of climbing in total that I have ever done. So yeah, it is going to be really interesting, exciting.
Yeah, I was analyzing a lot of different Ironman courses, and this one has the biggest combination of elevation gain on the bike and run put together. You know, Ironman Wales is probably pretty close to similar. You know, there's the classic hilly courses like Lanzarote and Nice, and St. George is right up there on the elevation game that you're going to have to deal with on the bike. And one of the toughest climbs comes at the very end of the bike, Snow Canyon.
That's it.
Which you know well because you raced in St. George in 2015. Maybe didn't have your best race there, so I'm sure that gave you a lot of ideas on how you're going to prepare for May this year at St. George.
Yeah, 2015 is a long time ago, and a lot of things changed. I have a really experienced team around me, and we will arrive 2 weeks before the race to check everything, to analyze the course, to be the best prepared. And also, I'm in Gran Canaria right now. Gran Canaria, amongst the Canary Islands, is very well known amongst the cyclists as probably the hardest island to climb, because you can have 30 kilometers, not much, let's say 25 kilometers climbing on your bike with non-stop. And that's also actually why we choose this island here to prepare in February in really hot, dry, hot climate, and just to be prepared for Utah the best way possible.
Yeah, Utah is a pretty unique course. It can be hot. It's definitely going to be dry unless they have an odd storm that comes through like it did at 70.3 Worlds this past year. And I think you said something that I wanted to ask you about, and that's, you said you have a real experienced team that's helping you out. How would you rate this course and the competition? Do you think it favors somebody who's just completely trained well, or do you feel like your experience and those who have been around for a long time have the advantage on this type of course, being very, very strategic, and probably one where if you make a mistake on the bike and go too hard, forget it on the run. There's no way you can float through that marathon.
Yeah, as always, I think it will be a combination of both. As you mentioned, the biggest elevation gains on the bike, they're made in the last section of the bike course. So you have to be experienced and have to read the race and maybe hold back in the beginning a little bit. Obviously not losing too much time to the front, but if somebody goes mad in the first 20, 30 kilometers, I think he's gonna have to pay for it. So yeah, you have to play your cards in the best way possible, and you have to keep something in the tank for this last final push. And then yeah, the run is more or less the same game, because if you blow up at 35 kilometers, well, it's not a good idea.
Well, you heard it from an Ironman world champion, ladies and gentlemen. Strategy is going to be key. Patience, obviously, clearly a virtue. Experience, something that you can't replace when it comes to figuring out the race on the day. Patrick, good luck with your training. I can't wait to see you in person. I can't wait to see this race in May in St. George. Stay tuned, everybody. Every week leading into St. George, Road to St. George, I'm Mark Allen. We'll see you there.